Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the OK Grognard Show. It is Saturday, September 26, 2020, 9:30 a.m. Central in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. 9:30. It's like 9:40. Man, you'd almost think I had something come up and had to take a little time to take care of something before I came on. And I did. But that's neither here nor there for us, because it's all good. Hey, we got some stuff coming up. Monday will be the 200th show for us. And let's see, I want to undo that. I want to undo that. I want to do that. Let's see where we're at here. There we go. And next weekend, a week from yesterday, it starts Virtual Greyhawk Convention. I want to mention that, and I want to mention it because I'm going to do the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday show as per normal, except it's going to start a half hour earlier. So we'll start at 9 Central. And yeah, I better be on time for those, right? There may be a few people that don't usually come to the shows that don't know what a sloppy taskmaster I am at getting things done. I'm just horrible. I'm the worst and the best. So there you go. Anyway, Virtual Greyhawk Con. Friday, obviously, Building Adventures. Saturday, GM Reviews, like today. And Sunday, Rules Retrospective, will all be happening during the Virtual Greyhawk Convention. And I'll be doing closer to hour-long shows, starting a half hour earlier for those. That's the plan. I thought about asking them to... See, they only start at the top of the hour, and my show always starts at 9:30, so I either got to move it forward, I got to move it back, and if I'm going to do that, I might as well start it a half hour earlier and then just run through my regular time as well. And then if I don't get a hold of somebody who comes by, at least I'm up and running when they stop in. So that's the thinking anyway. That is the thinking. What else? Somebody else who's going to be part of the Virtual Greyhawk Convention is Carlos Lysing and Amanda Rue, the wonderful couple who are caslEntertainment. It doesn't have the same effect in my stencil font on the right, because that only does capitals, but he does lowercase CASL, uppercase E Entertainment, and that too is his, it's hard to see on here, is his, what's its name? Twitch channel. Is that caslEntertainment thing? He does a regular show, and it's going on tonight, for instance. And I am going to do this. Boom. Let's do that. Let's bring it on in. Let's bring it on in. And we'll do a little over. We'll do a little up. Then we'll drop it behind, and that way, when we get rid of this, it's part of my background. Pretty cool, huh? Anywho, this is the show. It takes place in the world of Greyhawk. Carlos has been running that for a long time. He does first edition. This is called The First Betrayal. It's an adventure. He writes his own stuff. It's an original first edition RPG. He puts his stuff out under caslEntertainment, so it is for sale. This stuff does go up for sale. But what I'm reviewing here is not the material itself, nor his company per se overall. All good stuff, right? But what I am looking at is this actual stream because I've enjoyed the hell out of it the number of times that I've seen it. Now, I should mention Carlos is a Patreon supporter of me, but that's a separate thing. This is not a wash my back, I'll wash yours kind of situation. I was watching his stuff long before he was that, and I don't really make any money off this show. What little I have coming in on my Patreon offsets a small chunk of what goes out on Patreon to great people like Dyson Logos and the Forge Studios and Crooked Staff Publishing and other artists. I don't actually use my Patreon to support me or to create an income. Maybe someday I'll go that route, but at least currently, it just offsets some of the artwork that I pick up over that. And since I don't really put much out, I'm more supporting the artists out of principle than I am out of need for the artwork on a regular basis. I'm stockpiling it for sure. There may come a day when, in my dotage, I am old and infirmed and can do nothing but lie in a bed and type on a keyboard. And if that comes to be, well, wouldn't it be nice if I'm still able to create some gaming products and put them out legally, whether they're free or cheap or whatever, and maybe make some money for medical bills if they start piling up. I think they will for all of us. We are, after all, living in a world where medical crises happen to people all the time. I can't tell you how many of my RPGing and gaming overall friends have succumbed to some illness that has wiped out their savings, even if they have insurance. In a lot of cases, it overwhelms the insurance because, not everybody can afford the top-notch insurance that a lucky few happen to have. Anywho, off the soapbox, let's talk Castle Entertainment, The World of Greyhawk, The First Betrayal. He does this stream. It's a regular thing. I'll put a link to the Facebook invite event. That'll have the dates upcoming and, of course, the times and all of that. But it is 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's a Central 7 p.m. Do the math. That's 5 p.m. West Coast, right? And if it's East Coast, then England 4 hours. I don't know, something midnight in the UK, maybe 1 o'clock. I don't know. I often get confused because of the whole daylight savings time thing that it's another thing we do here that screws up the rest of the world somehow. Nice. We're so clever. It's helping us, right? I don't know. Anyway, Carlos DMs a group, one or more individuals, depending on what is needed for that particular session, because these characters are in this ongoing campaign. And sometimes a character needs to go off and do a little one-on-one stuff. And I think they try to schedule those away from the Saturdays on, I think I've seen them do them on Tuesday or, yeah. But the Saturday one's usually the big group, 3-4 players. And Carlos is an amazing DM. Super detail-oriented, very much the kind of DM who will listen to the players and make sure that the things they're curious about become integral parts of the ongoing game. He knows his own material inside and out, so of course that helps a lot because it helps him to weave all of that together into a fine story. He's very descriptive. And let's not forget Amanda Rue. Amanda is his partner who works behind the scenes tirelessly to help him put all of this together. So shout out to her too. I don't. I think Carlos would probably be the first to say, without Amanda helping him, this wouldn't be anywhere near as good as it is, if it would be at all. So I'm sure. I'm not speaking out of turn, giving her some major kudos in the bringing this to fruition department. So well done. Anywho, I see it says Saturday, August 10th, so I believe that was the first Saturday of this ongoing event. I believe it happens, is it every other Saturday? Well, I'll tell you what, when you follow the link later to go check out the Facebook event, it'll show all of the upcoming weeks, but it includes tonight. So be sure and check it out tonight. If you ever watch any live D&D events, gaming events, then you know they can be hit and miss. They are more often hit when you have a DM who is as smart and clever and interesting as Carlos. Grendel Wolfslayer. Love Amanda, the power behind the crow. Haha. Yeah, how about that? No doubt about it. Yeah, Grendel Wolfslayer really likes checking out the show for sure. Oh, yeah, Saturday. I got to make sure I get you onto this list here for the weekly that we do. Good morning, LexFire22. Got you on the list too, George, already, so you're all set in that regard. What, I was going to ask something. Well, give me how about some testimonials? I think both of you, I think, have been to Castle Entertainment. Castle Entertainment's live streams, live 1E AD&D streams. There we go. And you've seen those. You've seen what goes into them. Give me your own impressions. I'd love to share those on the stream here while we're at it. And I should do that too. There we go. Just adding some links here for when this gets uploaded to the various locations. Lexfire says, love the detail that Carlos brings as a DM and how the players respond with great roleplay. It's true. That's let's not discount what the players bring to the table on this too, because when you watch this, even if you don't DM, you'll pick up things from Carlos as a DM if you're a player, but you'll pick up stuff from the players too. They have a way of working through the role-playing while at the same time putting the puzzle pieces together to get to the bottom of whatever mystery or adventure they are embroiled within, because that's often their job. Grendel Wolf-Layer says, Carlos is a great storyteller. He has a broad vocabulary for description. Absolutely. His description is tight. Man, that guy, he sure knows how to paint a picture with a succinct amount of words, He's willing to give plenty more. It's not like he has some set thing that he's just going to give you and that's all you get. If he senses that players want a little more, if they ask for more detail or ask for certain specifics, he gives them, and he gives them in good detail without just sloughing it off. So um, he's not pointing you in a particular direction by raising the importance of one thing and diminishing something else, so as to remove player agency and steer you along a particular path that's open. He's definitely a guy who puts up set pieces, if you will, particular places you can go. But if you go somewhere else, you go somewhere else. And I don't think he's going to force you to go in a particular direction. LexFire22 says, I would get tongue twisted on the words, especially on a broadcast with an audience. Yeah, Carlos has the gift of gab for sure. If Because I've seen some of his players come up with some unusual questions that would put me on my heels as a DM, I think. And I've DM'd quite a long time. And when I hear some of the questions that come out of them, and I know from the description that he gave that he was maybe expecting a certain avenue, maybe, because I think we all do as DMs. While we don't steer people, we do from previous actions and interactions and role playing. You kind of draw a line where you think players will go, so that you can be prepared to give them what they need if they go in that direction, so that they don't feel as if they keep running into obstacles that are insurmountable. Conflict, certainly. Stonewalling, no. And Carlos manages to thread that needle. But every now and then, his players will come up with some left field question, and he's not one to not admit that he's surprised by something, and he will, on the spot, figure out what are the statistical odds of this or that or the other outcome, and let's roll a die. Give me a 20, he'll say, and let them roll a die and let random chance give us potential outcomes, and which ones will come to the fore. So he's good like that too. He's he might have an adventure in mind as far as what stuff is fleshed out, and it's more broadly fleshed out than just a single line. And he's ready to let people wander, but if they go far afield, he'll follow them. He'll have something for them there. He's able to improv and make it happen. Carlos Lexfire says, Carlos writes a great adventure, good detail that supports the storytelling aspects. Indeed, no doubt about it. And yeah, isn't that the main goal too? Is to play the game, but to ensure that there are enough elements there so that through the player actions, a story can unfold. Certainly, a lot of games can just become a math problem. How many times do I have to roll the die and hit and do damage to finish off a monster with a certain number of hit dice and hit points, who can in return damage in this sort of formula? A game can become a math problem. In a role-playing game needs to be awake enough, if you will, to be ready to be more than that. It needs to be able to become a narrative through gameplay. Grendel Wolf's Lair says his modules have a ton of info for DMs to expand the story and adventure if the players want. Absolutely. That's the wonderful thing about the kind of creation he does. I think you would agree um, that it's as much a mini setting as it is an adventure. So we're not just walking through a chasm, we're going into a valley, and there's a lot going on. And where we come out of that valley or how we go through it and what path we take on our way is up to us. Um, this is not just a straight chasm and with sheer sides that keep you from going in any direction and you go from thing to thing to thing. There is a lot more to it, and that's very important in adventures such as this because the stories I think that come out of adventures like this are bigger than the writer, are bigger than the DM. Um, I think DMs, and fairly so, get a lot of credit for bringing this sort of thing to the table and for being the main facilitator of the referee, of allowing all of this to unfold through a series of sessions or even one shots at a convention or game day. And Carlos does a lot of that too. So not what you'll see tonight is his regular group that regularly play on the stream and do this. But this is not just a canned experience for him. He regularly, COVID crisis notwithstanding, up until regularly runs at conventions and game days and elsewise so that he can constantly be making his skills sharper and to bring as much entertainment as he can because that's what he is, right? He's an entertainer. And that's why it's called Castle Entertainment, not Castle Productions or Castle Publishing. It's broader than that. It is very entertaining, and he proves that time and time again when he does his Twitch streams. So, if you like to go to conventions like Gary Con, and you're thinking maybe I'll look up one of his games and get in on it next Gary Con, or at future events or other events that he goes to, GameholeCon, whatever, then even checking out some of his stuff at GreyhawkCon next week, right? Then go ahead and stop by the Twitch channel tonight, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and check out what he does, because I think you'll be impressed. I think I can review what he does until I'm blue in the face, but you watch him for one session, one of his times. Put it on while you're painting some miniatures or sorting some magic cards, as they say, and just kick back and let it grab your attention. Let it work its way into you, and decide for yourself whether everything I'm saying is fact or fiction. Review my review. Anywho, I think we're pretty close to time. I started a little late. We'll stop a little early. That'll even us out, and I won't be sounding like the hard sell here, like I'm trying to belabor the point. Go check it out tonight. See what you think. I'll put links in the show notes below here on Twitch and on YouTube when I upload it over there. And in the meantime, let me say 9:30 a.m. through this weekend. I think after Monday, maybe we'll switch the time to accommodate starting on the hour, and then we'll work our way through Virtual GreyhawkCon and then Autumn Revel and on and on and on, so that we can be make it a little easier for everyone, I think, to remember and what to do. There you go. 9:30 a.m. tomorrow is Rules Retrospective. Then Monday, the 200th show, weekly news and announcements. Come check that out. We'll be talking about a lot of things related to the show and elsewise. Cartography and world building on Tuesday. Campaign discussion on Wednesday. GMing tips on Thursday. Building adventures next Friday will be as part of GreyHawkCon. We'll adjust those times on here when we get the chance. GM reviews on Saturday. And we've come full circle because that's today, right? I want to thank everybody who stopped in to the chat today, the stream, and I appreciate it. Please do follow the show if you pop by. And while you're here, make sure to chime in on the chat because we keep a little list of people that chime in. And just double check them, make sure they're not bots. We do a little giveaway. Doesn't cost anything. We only ask you to follow and chime in so we know you're not bots. And we don't want to chase some bot all over the world trying to give them something that they obviously can't use. So too, if you're on YouTube, please do subscribe to the channel. Give us a little thumbs up on our video and do us a favor and make a comment if you got some constructive criticism you'd like to share with us. We'd appreciate it. Can always help to make the show a little better, and that's what we're here for. Thank you once again, everybody from the OK Grognard Show in beautiful Lake Geneva. Bye-bye.